Warning. The B3F podcast may contain language or subject matter that may not be suitable for kids. You've been fucking warned. Check out some friends of the show. The Two Brothers Podcast. The Trevor Jackson Podcast. Dem Jackson Boys. The Dumbass Dudes Podcast. Pop Culture Warrior. Happened in the 90s Podcast. Follow at The Andy Harris on Twitter. Go to our website at b3fpodcast.com for merch. Click on Tell Us What You Really Think to leave a completely anonymous review of each of us.
Oh,
yeah, just some sick suckers and I like that.
Enjoy the show, you cunts.
All right. After some technical
difficulties,
issues,
yep.
We're going live now,
Yeah.
obviously.
So, what are we drinking tonight?
First and foremost,
You tell me that it's not going to be a good night.
I am drinking. I got us each a 40.
A
40. 45.
Wow.
Going fucking old poor school today.
Oh, nice.
Let's go. It's the drink of choice for homeless folks and poor high school kids.
Is
That
it?
pay people to go or homeless people to buy them alcohol.
Sure.
So
Well, here we go.
Smell it. Cheers.
Cheers.
That's Colt 45.
Yeah. It's not cold anymore either.
All right. So we're doing our what's up, Trevor? Had a soccer game tuning into my boys. Oh,
right.
sweetheart.
Billy D. Williams special.
Dude, I was at this bar in Pennsylvania a few years ago, and they had an old Billy D. Williams Colt 45.
Yeah.
I tried to buy it off the wall, and they would not let me.
You should have took it.
Dude, it was too big. Like, it was a big Billy D. Williams, and I offered it was like $500 to take that right now, and they're like, no. And I was like, you sons of bitches. I wanted that so bad. Anyway, so tonight we're doing things a little different because of some technical issues. We have our guest tonight via phone.
Yep.
So yeah, it'll be a little different than usual because we can't look into his beautiful eyes, which I'm sure are beautiful eyes. I've never seen a picture of him, and I'm just making the assumption. But we have Mr. Say it. I keep fucking up.
Electrancy.
Electrancy on tonight. How you doing, man? Did we lose him?
No, I'm still connected on.
Oh man.
Nope, I'm here.
Oh, all right.
Totally my bad.
No,
That
you're
was
good.
Totally my bad. I'm so sorry, guys.
You are
Yeah,
fucking you're fucking fired and uninvited, sir.
I'm fucking with you. I'm fucking with you.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, no, I'm here.
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing awesome. I'm doing really good, actually. I got a Twitch stream going on, and I got my first sub like a few days ago. So I'm doing awesome.
Nice.
So, you know who he sounds like? He sounds like a more educated, less redneck Hunter. His voice sounds a little bit like Hunter. More educated, less
That's
redneck.
True. We have this guy
I gotta
that
know who this is now.
Yeah, Hunter. What is his last name?
Edwards.
Yeah. So he's a amateur stand-up comedian in North Carolina.
We talk about way more than we should.
It's been a while since we
comedy,
mentioned
gotcha.
Hunter, but yeah, but I can't remember what his Twitter handle or anything is, but he's been on the show a couple of times, and he does his own podcast called "Don't Tell My Mom."
Yeah,
like and I'll tell you, when he's funny, he's funny.
Yeah, but most of the time,
But when he's
is
not, he's not.
So yeah, where are you out of, man?
Alabama, actually.
Oh shit! So
I
that was
was-
the 256 number. Where in
Yeah.
Alabama?
Huntsville.
Well,
Yep.
god
So
damn.
my wife is from Huntsville. And,
I grew up in Fayetteville.
yeah,
Joey grew up in Pulaski.
Yep. So
I've been to Fayetteville a couple times, actually.
Yeah.
Coming back from Fayetteville, that's actually where I saw like shooting Comet with
nice.
my current wife. So
Oh wow.
nice.
Yeah. Yes. Okay.
You
yeah.
said
So
current wife, like you're expecting you'll have another one at some point.
no,
I'm on my third, so you know what happens. No, my wife actually currently has a gallery showing at Low Mill from actually yesterday through the 23rd of April.
There you go.
Yeah, so she's down there right now.
Nice.
All right. So I looked at your site and a little bit of the back and forth from music and art and such. So like tell us a little bit about that. You know, it's very, it seems like what you do is it's a very broad range of things. So give us an idea.
Yeah. So the first thing I do obviously is I make music, right? But I like to take existing music out there and remix it into something slightly better. That kind of started one day when I was just kind of fucking around on YouTube, and I listened to this video. It was a video of what was it? It was Leaving on a Jet Plane, but it was auto-tuned version of basically all the little snippets of Trump singing it.
Okay.
I thought, this is a great song. Like this is actually really awesome. It's just like if this was actually taken serious, I think this would actually be really good. So I did a YouTube search for Leaving on a Jet Plane to see if anybody serious was doing any singing of it, and that's when I found Dave Thomas and
the founder of Wendy's.
No, I think that's another Dave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a different Dave, man. Yeah, no, but Dave Thomas, he's awesome. Like I reached out to him. I'm like, you got some really good music here. I think he basically just had a guitar and singing, right? And so I'm like, I think if I add some stuff to it, it'll make it really, really, really cool.
Yeah.
And I asked him, can I remix your work and stuff? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. Like, hit me up. And when I sent him the work, only just like a few days later, he was really impressed, and so ended up like publishing the stuff I worked on, and I was really enthusiastic about it, honestly, the whole thing, and just made me want to do it more. So I've worked with 3 other music artists since. That's been about 3. Although technically I've worked with others as well. I have other projects going on right now too. I'm doing EDM tracks at the moment that I'm trying to get out the door, but like I don't know, I'm super self-conscious of like the stuff I make, so I want it to be like really cool. I don't know, like I'll probably get it out soon.
Yeah.
Just gotta work on it.
No, that's cool. I checked out your site. So how long have you been in Huntsville?
Since I was born, dude.
Oh shit. Okay.
I'm so sorry.
So are you up to giving your actual name, or is it just Electrancy? Is that what you want to stay with?
I mean, yeah, that's my official name.
Okay.
It's not very hard to find my actual name. Like if you go digging, and like it does occasionally leak, but I try to keep it a secret.
I got you. We had somebody just asked.
Man identity.
She just asked, "What's the artist feed? Is he Banksy?" All right. So that's.
But if you watch my Twitch streams, it'll occasionally leak. I think it leaked a couple weeks ago, so it's like
Yeah.
I'm not super protective of it, but at the same time, it's like I came up with the name Electrancy actually back in 2014, and like I've just been trying to push that name more than anything else because I think that's got a little more weight than my actual name's actually not that cool.
That's right. I was wondering mostly because
I think I would change my current name.
Oh yeah,
if I could.
Well, the reason I was asking is I played music in Huntsville for a good little bit, and so it's just fucking weird. I had no idea you were from Huntsville, and I just thought I might know you from somewhere. That's all.
Yeah, I do a lot of Twitch streaming and like Twitch lurking, and you'd be surprised how many people would say they're like Electrancy. That's such an awesome name, and they get it right too. It's like say my name right. Like the first time I get there, it's like not everybody gets it right, but it's like when they do, it's like, damn, that's awesome. They can read.
All right. So been doing the music thing for a while. What about the I guess it's art / like some type of programming, from my understanding. Have you combined the two, or do you look at them as separate? Or can you explain that a little bit? Because I was reading through your website.
Yeah.
I was looking at some of the work, and I was like, okay, I think I understand what he's saying with this, but I kind of don't understand what he's saying with this. And just
so they're separate, but they're not. Okay, so let me explain. I use some people use like visualizations and stuff like that. That's not what I do. I mean, technically, a visualization could be anything, but when you typically think of a visualization, it's like you take the audio and you pass it into some program and it generates some visuals. I'm not doing that. I actually write the code for my visuals, and it's a completely different process. It's like I did it from scratch, so it's very much like home baked stuff.
Okay.
That's like very original and like never been seen before. Nobody knows how it works. Like, so I try to keep it, you know, as secret as possible, but at the same time, like, I will tell you generally how it works if anybody's interested and wants to, you know, try to reproduce it on their own. Have you seen the actual visual animation on the website?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's just like an example of like one little thing that I can do. But I mean, like, there's like so many things I could do visually that like I don't even have time to try all the things I do. But what I do is basically when I Twitch stream now, I have a little box in the bottom right where I just, you know, constantly stream different things that I'm trying to like make a new visual.
Okay.
And always trying to push the boundaries of what I can do with that.
Okay, so you're creating while you're live streaming, or is that?
Sort of, yeah. It's all live, yeah. So it is all being created by the computer live as I stream.
Okay.
But I'm not sitting there pushing any buttons manually. It's actually it's a, I don't know how you describe it. It's self-propagating, if that makes any sense. Like,
yeah.
So basically, I give it the initial parameters, and it just like goes, and it just does this like almost like cosmic thing where it just.
And it's not based off of any music or anything you're playing.
Structure.
It's not. Is it based off of any music you're playing or anything as well that triggers certain things
actually,
in the code?
Right now it is not. I mean, I have considered that as a future possibility, but right now the only thing that makes it based off the music that I write is that like when I look at it, it gives me ideas. Right. So I guess.
Right.
In some sense, yes, that's the answer to that would be yes, but like there's no, it's not a visualization that's directly based on what I write in music.
Okay. So then, and again, I might be misunderstanding, but so then each time it plays, like each time you stream, is it different code every time? Like, do you adjust the code for what you're doing, or is it just
sometimes?
Okay.
Yeah, most of the time I do adjust the code. Lately, I've just basically having it set its own random parameters so that I don't have to do it manually.
Okay. So it kind of replicates and it can kind of evolve its own code then. Well, the code can.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm focusing more on game dev at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because I do that too. Who would have known? And I was actually on the Swamp Talk podcast. That's how I found out about you guys.
Those assholes.
And they're awesome. I like them.
No, they are. We were just it was funny. Well, we were working on some of our issues earlier. We were talking shit about them just because we do.
Now who's the assholes? I'm just kidding.
We are unabashedly the assholes.
This is how we know if we like you or not. If we talk shit about you, then we probably like you. If we really talk. If we really just badmouth you, then we don't like you.
Yeah, because gotcha. You're currently talking to two guys drinking some shit ass Colt 45 that are both from the general Huntsville, Hazel Green, Pulaski area. Yeah. So yeah, we're definitely fucking assholes, and literally and figuratively.
Yeah. So
roast me lightly.
Oh, we don't know your name, so
right. Yeah.
Oh shit.
So do you, aside from Twitch streaming, do you have plans to perform live or anything?
That'd be interesting. Yeah, with your setup,
especially with the screen.
Yeah. I mean, like on Twitch, I do stream live on Twitch.
Yeah, but I mean, outside of that, like in a bar or a club or something like that.
Venue.
Yeah.
Like not anytime soon, but yeah, maybe in the future.
Okay.
Like I actually have considered it. I'm not going to say I haven't. I have considered it. Then this fucking pandemic started.
You're in Alabama, man. Alabama don't give a shit about no pandemic.
I tell you what. Yeah, I guess. But I tell you what. what I did learn is that a lot of musicians are moving to Twitch. Like there's actually a really good like audience there, and it's actually like more people listening on Twitch.
Yeah,
than
well, I mean, we're live streaming on Twitch right now.
Well, one of the guys I used to play with, Aaron Bradley, he was streaming on Twitch for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Back in the earlier days. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you? You don't have to give a company name out, but what do you do like in your day-to-day?
Yeah, please
job?
don't give your company.
Yeah, don't give your company name. But I would assume with your programming, you're some sort of engineer. But
yeah,
you know,
I basically, to summarize what I do, cloud infrastructure work. So I do programming.
Nice. Right, there you go. It's kind of what I figured. So what, I mean,
I was going to say for talking about shows, I was like, fucking talk to Sidetracks. I couldn't remember the goddamn name of it, but yeah, anyway.
So what, and if you said this while you've been talking so far and I missed it, and my bad, but like, and not that you have to necessarily put yourself in this box, but what kind of genre of music would you kind of say what you do or what you produce?
Shit. I mean, there's just so many.
It's the worst question to ask any musician ever.
I know.
You're such a dick.
EDM, hip hop, like experimental sometimes.
Okay.
But no, I don't know. Like not that much experimental. I like mostly just, I guess, in terms of me trying different things. I feel like saying the word experimental is so like, you know, highfalutin, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, who the hell listens to experimental? I don't actually publish anything experimental, by the way. I just like experiment on my piano. I guess that's not the same thing. Yeah. What else? Yeah, I think that pretty much covers it.
Okay.
And pop, obviously. That's
yeah.
So what have been some of your bigger influences then in your music?
Bigger influences. I would say definitely the music artists that I'm remixing.
Yeah,
for sure. But then I would say there are also some Twitch users outside of that as well that are pretty inspiring. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, but I think it's Autopilot.
Okay.
Pilot's pretty awesome.
Okay.
Also, who else? Dude guy, bro man. He's also pretty good. He doesn't always do music, but he has made a crap load of music, and he like always, when he's Twitch streaming, he always puts music in the background, and it's his, you know. So I'm like, how much music have you made, man? He's like, lots.
Yeah.
So
nice.
Very, very influential, I would say. Who else? I mean, as far as like bigger artists than that.
Sure.
There are some uprising ones, but I would say Dead Mouse is kind of inspiring.
Okay.
He's pretty good source of inspiration.
I heard an interview with Dead Mouse recently. He was a very interesting guy. He didn't just talk about music, which I kind of, I don't know why I have this predetermined thought about that people in that genre that like that's all they want to talk about is that kind of electronic stuff, and he's not really into cars.
Did you ever hear the Gray? Did you ever listen to the Gray album?
God, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah,
that wasn't Dead Mouse. That was DJ Danger Mouse.
Danger Mouse. God damn it. Yeah. Okay. Never mind. I know you're talking. Yeah. Crossed on my brain. Well, whatever.
Sure.
Fuck you.
I would say 9 Inch Nails is also pretty inspirational.
Yeah, that man is insane. What he is capable of.
Yeah.
And in the same vein, I would say Johnny Cash. I don't know if you know the relationship between the two.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I dare I say that Johnny Cash's version of Hurt. It's more enjoyable to me.
No, it's better.
It's hard for me to say that a cover is better.
Okay.
Because
right. Yeah, I can't say
I'm very black and white when it comes to this. Like, well, no, the original is how it was supposed to sound, and so that's better.
I don't think that's always true though.
Why not?
I don't know. You take for example, Ryan Adams covered Wonderwall, right?
Sure.
Which is a way better version than the original Wonderwall. And,
I definitely can like covers better, but I don't know that it's going to be at the Shaky Knees Festival. I don't know what Shaky Knees Festival is, but
yes, but no, because the guys from Oasis came out after and said no, that's how that song should have sounded. Like they gave
who
the credit,
said that?
The guys from Oasis.
That doesn't sound at all like
they absolutely
one of the guys from Oasis.
I think Liam. I think it was Liam.
Yeah,
anyway,
Noel and Liam. One of them is just a straight up self-absorbed asshole,
Yeah.
and that doesn't sound like anything he would.
Yeah, but they
ever say.
100% it, and I'm like, so in other words, I feel like a cover, not all, and it's very rare. And don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about in general, but it can, like for Hurt, for example, I feel like it captured the soul of the
for sure
the soul of the song better than the original version did, because that's not how Trent Reznor thinks, right? He thinks in terms of Nine Inch Nails and writing, and so you can say the song was supposed to sound like how it sounded, but when another artist can capture the fucking soul of that and reinvent it into what it feels like it should be, I guess, and that's subjective.
I absolutely love Johnny Cash's version more than the Nine Inch Nails version. It's just very, very hard for me to say that it covers better than the original.
It's different. I don't know that I like one more than the other. In fact, the first time I heard the Johnny Cash version, I was like, "What the hell is this?"
The first time I heard it, I fell in love and started shooting up.
Yeah, that's the best thing I can equate it to is a Spanish olive. Have you ever had a Spanish olive before?
Heard of what now? Say that again.
A Spanish olive. That sounds like a sex act, and I have never had a Spanish olive.
No, it's not. It's not a sex act. It's a
it should be.
That's a great name for a sex act.
I got a story for you guys. I got a story. I have this friend in high school. Is a buddy of mine. And he ended up going to the Marines, and then when he came back, he was visiting my family and all. And my dad asks him, "Do you want a Spanish olive?" He didn't know what the hell it was, but he's like, "Yeah, I'll give it a try." So yeah, this
that's how I got pregnant in college.
He gives it a go. He tries the Spanish olive, and he's like, "That's the most disgusting thing I've ever eaten in my life." It's a Spanish olive. It's like it's a very acquired taste. At like the way, if you never had one before, tastes like puke.
Oh, that's not where I thought that story was going, but okay.
Liking it, you end up liking it.
Spanish.
I don't know. Like that is like Johnny Cash has this strange style. That's like he's different. He's different, but I like that about him.
Yeah, he probably didn't like Spanish stuff either. That's a very strange style. Yeah. No. Spanish olive sounds like something I shouldn't be saying. The SO word.
I thought this was an open like say whatever podcast.
No, it's absolutely a say whatever podcast for sure. Yeah, go ahead.
I would have to Urban Dictionary that now. I feel like that probably is. I mean, I feel like there's probably a word for everything now.
I feel like that's right up there with Tokyo Sandblaster in my mind.
Yeah, so Jenny S says that Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross collaborated and did a fucking genius soundtrack for the movie The Social Network. I agree. I think that was a great soundtrack.
It is an Urban Dictionary thing. Let me just tell you.
Oh.
I can tell you what it is right now.
Yeah, go for it.
A romantic lovemaking technique, whilst a woman ever so gently reclines on her backside, pass through her outer labia into her vaginal orifice, palm up, rotate 180 degrees, and force the finger back and through the anus, pushing out the pink inner flesh out of her exit, resembling a Spanish olive.
That's more akin to what I was thinking.
That is closer to what I was thinking. Okay. On second thought, Johnny Cash might have actually liked Spanish olive. You never know.
What's your age range, my friend? If you don't give it out, like how old are you?
3'5".
Okay. Oh, older than I thought.
You have a very young voice.
Yes.
Yeah. I have what I have. I have what my mama gave me.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Does that mean there's some Arrested Development going on?
No, I'm just saying he ruined my jerk off fantasy.
Too old for you.
This guy sounds older than 17. Fuck this.
This drinking Colt 45 feels weird. If anyone watching, tag Colt 45 in the link to this live show that we're drinking.
It's so bad. It tastes like water and sadness. Oh shit.
Oh yeah. So
it's still bothering me, like, who the fuck this guy? Because like I feel like it's weird they heard about us through Swamp Talk and anything that I've what Jenny going to Facebook CST.
I don't know what they.
I don't know, but I feel like because anytime I mention Huntsville something specifically, I feel like he's dodged questions a little bit. So I feel like I might know you, and that bothers me a little bit.
Oh, that you can't figure out who he is.
Yeah,
I got you.
No, you probably don't.
Okay.
I'm not a very. Let's put it this way. I don't go out very much, especially since the pandemic started. Like I don't know. I'm one of those people. Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I'll say I haven't lived there in like 4 years now.
So
5 years.
what kind of music are you listening to currently? Like what, if we turned on your iTunes and hit, recent or shuffle or whatever, what are we gonna get?
Honestly, like lately, I have been listening to a lot more indie musicians.
Okay.
So my playlist, I mean, it would mainly consist of me like actually going on like Twitch and seeing like what like other people are making. But if not that, then it would be my own music. However,
that is the most musician thing I've heard anyone say in a while.
When I was, I guess vastly younger, I mean, I had just a huge range of like inspirational sources. Like I said, Nine Inch Nails being one of them, but I mean, just so many musicians. I don't even know that I could even remember all the names of them. I'll just spew out a few of them. Beck, Cake, Linkin Park.
Oh, you had me until you said Linkin Park.
John Williams. I mean, just like so many, like such a wide range of like influences. Hans Zimmer. I don't know. Like, I don't know if you've heard his music.
Hans Zimmer's a genius.
Yeah. Just all of it. So many sources that it's become so much like so many things from like bigger artists. Now I feel like I need to pay tribute to the smaller ones, and entering that playing field myself. I feel like makes it extra justify. I don't know if that's a word. Extra justify. I just made a word.
Look, if electrancy is a word, then extra justifies a word. That's fine.
It makes it justify, actually going out and, listening to new artists out there and seeing what's emerging. I don't really care about what I listened to when I was a kid or the big pop stuff anymore.
Okay. So before we got him on, we were talking a little bit behind the scenes, and he was just talking about, how he thinks teachers are way underpaid. I'm sorry, overpaid. We were saying they're underpaid. He was saying they're way overpaid, and they actually should all get cuts and should have less freedom in the classroom to teach. And they're kind of worthless as a whole, like nothing the parents couldn't do at home. I believe that's what you're saying, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. Paying tribute. If you want to live homeless, I mean, if you want to live homeless, you got to help the homeless, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, most homeless people are choosing that, though, right?
That's. Oh
homeless.
God, homeless.
Yeah. Sure.
I didn't think about it like that, but
most people don't.
I guess,
and that's what we're here for. Yeah. We're solving problems. Leave them alone. That's what they want.
Too far. Yeah.
Well, somebody found a boyfriend in the comments.
Jenny S found a boyfriend in the YouTube.
We're bringing people together.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's strange, Huntsville people on the show. So I'm thinking that either he put this out or your wife has been putting it out while she was in Huntsville.
I don't know.
No pun intended. And I did not mean that derogatory. I did not bring that derogatory toward your wife. Just to clarify that. The one time I would say something about somebody and not mean it derogatory comes out that way.
That's amazing. Oh.
You and everybody else have
salty.
Been listening to more indie.
I don't. I feel like famous pop stars need more money right now.
For sure.
Now more than ever.
Yeah, when's Britney coming back, bitch?
Right. All I'm saying, when is an indie artist going to make Shake It Off? You tell me.
Yeah, for sure.
I'll tell you something, right? right now that's emerging, that's happening, that hasn't happened
A new Taylor Swift album?
in prior decades, right?
Okay.
Radio, man. Radio is a different animal, right? I mean, like, who owns the radio now? It's Twitch users
Huge
and YouTube
corporate conglomerates. Like,
not as much. Now it's people like, Markiplier and
Are you talking about broadcast radio or like
Tootie Pie or whatever it's Cutie Pie, whatever his name.
Oh, so
you're
you're
talking
not
about artists, or you're talking
not,
about?
No, you're not talking about broadcast radio then, like FM.
Well, what I'm saying is those people, like, ultimately are the people that, like, bring up or like boost the little people, right? That's how.
Yeah, but it's,
the big artists are big today because.
So you're saying who owns radio? You're talking about as far as like the artist that's being played, not the. Okay.
Yeah, but I can tell you right now, it's all cyclical. I mean, you have the same thing like was it late 50s? You had all the indie labels popping up, stuff coming everywhere, and then it slowly gets absorbed into the big industry, and then all gets congealed, and then you start getting this indie underground that starts branching up and splitting things out, and then eventually it'll get absorbed. It's a big fucking
for
cycle.
The last 10 to 20 years, probably not all the way 20 years, but for the last 10 to 20 years ish, radio is kind of swapped, where radio is not influencing what people listen to as much anymore, and social media is much more the influence on what people listen to. Popular wise, but from popular wise, people are getting big on social media.
But the conglomerates are still pushing a lot of that shit, because
maybe from the social media side they are. I understand that, but I'm just saying radio is kind of behind. They come in behind everyone now and play what people are starting to follow on social media now. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. The conglomerates may still be pushing it through social media, but the radio stations are behind, because back in the day.
Let's not fool ourselves. We still live in a capitalistic country, no matter what.
Yep, as we should. So, but I'm just saying,
always going to be the big organizations pushing things.
Need another bottle, Big Brother. No, I'm just saying.
That doesn't mean little people can't do things themselves.
I'm just saying. Lost my train of thought for a second there. That social media is the bigger influencer now, but you think back in the 90s, I mean, all these bands that broke was K-Rock in California, out in LA was all these huge bands. I think Blink, Jesus Christ, Gwen Stefani's band.
It was No Doubt,
and all these big bands.
It was all pay for play then too, though.
So a lot. It was a lot more than we think. It was not nearly what it was way back in the day during the payola days, but it was. There's still. A lot of more radio influence than there is now. CSD, the genius said teachers are overpaid. What does CSD stand for?
That's one of the other people.
Oh, okay.
So somebody just heard where I said that you said that teachers were overpaid, and they only heard that part. I guess it just caught up with them. So you now are getting blamed for saying teachers are overpaid. To clarify, I said that.
Sure.
I'm trying to clarify, because I don't want to ruin his reputation he's trying to build. Electrancy did not say teachers were overpaid.
Right. Yes.
He said
they get too many days off. Yeah, who needs a whole summer off? Jesus Christ. Do some work.
No, I'm just generally an agreeable person, is what it is.
Be careful in the South, man. That'll get you in some deep shit.
Right. I'm agreeable until I'm not.
Yeah.
So the point.
So Jenny S says that "Shake It Off" was a bad song.
No, she didn't.
Shake It Off.
I don't know. She said it was a bad song anyway. Can't help Shake It Off. I don't know what that means.
Well, you said, when is an indie artist going to make "Shake It Off"?
Oh, gotcha.
Which
just to throw it out there, 1985 was a brilliant fucking pop record.
It's amazing.
Just saying.
Again, operative word being pop record. Yeah. There's definitely some less pop stuff.
Let me rephrase that. The song, the writer's room, and the producers behind that album were fucking fantastic.
Which was what's his name that came from Fun and then went to Bleachers or whatever. Did a lot of the writing on that. I can't think of his name. I want to say it's Antonoff, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I thought it was
what's the guy? He was in Fun, and then he created started the band
Brock Lesnar.
Started the band Bleach. I think they were called Bleachers or whatever.
Yeah, but it was Jack something.
Jack Antonoff.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I think he did a lot of the co-writing with T-Sway. So,
but she's smart, because she gets 100% writing credit for almost everything.
Yeah,
because she pays for it at the beginning. She's like, hey, I'm gonna go ahead and pay you to help me write this record, so you don't get songwriting credits and I get perpetual royalties.
Yeah, I'm
Go fuck yourself.
It's on them for taking
smart.
that deal.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That's how you do it.
Yeah.
I only wish. I only wish.
So,
I just about spilt this bottle.
did you?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. I don't.
Would Jesus have drank Colt 45? Like when he turned water into wine, was it good fucking wine or was it some fucking wine in a box shit?
Well, it's like any pastor I've ever known said it was not alcoholic wine. It's just grape juice.
Jesus Christ.
So, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure. Anyway, so
aren't you glad you came on the show, buddy?
really. So,
Yeah.
So
What else do I do? W doing tonight? I mean, honestly.
it's Alabama. I'm sure you can find a cross on fire somewhere.
Oh, that's dude. Alabamians all around are. I would say their souls are hurting, but like deep down inside, they know the truth.
they're only sad because they missed the quote unquote good old days.
Right.
The good old days.
That's what they miss.
Oh man.
They can't decide if it's 60 years ago or 4 years ago. Oh man. So
Conversation never took place.
oh no, it's here. It's live.
Fucking Huntsville,
Somebody
man.
got
Jesus.
Love
It's
for your life.
I will say though,
No,
that because of the influx of military and engineering,
Yeah.
I will dare say it tries to keep the Southern charm, and there's still a lot of it backseated. But I will say that Huntsville in general is at least close to being more progressive than Knoxville pretends to be.
See, I mean, you lived there recently,
Yeah.
And I just go there every once in a while to visit.
Right.
Everything I see reminds me of what Knoxville pretends to be.
Yeah.
I have that same
That's what I just
Southern
said.
town. No. I'm saying I feel like it's the same as Knoxville as far as it's pretending to be, and you're saying it is more progressive than Knoxville pretends to be.
Gotcha.
I'm saying it's pretending to. That's what I'm saying.
No, it is. But I'm saying you're getting a greater influx of people from all over with the engineering and the national defense, all that shit. That core that's there is growing more rapidly than the fake. I think they have a bigger core group of progressive people, and I'm not talking about progressivism politically. I mean just progressivism as far as social ideals and all that stuff. And I feel like it has a greater core of that than they do here.
Sure.
But I didn't realize that Huntsville has the same population almost as Knoxville.
Yeah, it's they're neither one of them are huge cities.
Yeah, but I mean, Huntsville, my mind is much fucking smaller.
Really, you think so?
Yeah.
'Cause I consider Huntsville to be
feels-
bigger, but I think most people that are in
Dude,
Huntsville,
Huntsville
when you're-
feels so much smaller to me than Knoxville. Just of the feeling of the city driving
I
around
gotcha.
and shit. Yeah.
it doesn't feel that way to me.
Really?
It feels bigger than Knoxville, but it's probably because I've been in Knoxville for 9 years now. But it just, I think the most people here around are all commuting into Huntsville. So
Yeah.
Anyway,
There must be a good delay with the
there's
the
quite a
show
big
because
delay. Teachers don't get paid for those days off. That's not 100% true. Because you can stretch your payout in a way that you do get.
we're getting comments from some teachers that are
Yeah.
unhappy about the
Right.
comments made
Yeah,
earlier.
the way teachers
By you
choose to do
off
it is they
mic.
stretch their payout through that, so they get paid during that time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
look, we didn't say it. We just repeated it. Anyway, what do you want to talk about, man? Let's instead of having you just sit
I
here
didn't,
listening to
because
us ramble.
usually I give people the heads up before the show that shit just rambles. You can jump in wherever, but yeah.
I think I sent you a list of all the content that we were going to talk about. I can pull it up. Like
That's I didn't see that email.
No, okay. Well, okay. Have you guys seen the melting of Mona Lisa?
Some of it. We didn't watch
yeah.
all 8 hours of it, but we watched some of it.
I think that was one of the things that I sent. And that's actually using the same visual technology that I use like to stream on Twitch.
Okay.
All right.
But if you haven't seen it,
Well,
I
we've
think-
like I said, we've seen some of it. We haven't seen it all.
So when you stream live with that stuff, are you present with it? Because like for instance, like that, at least on the YouTube pieces there, it's at like an 8 hours total and some change. Are you there with it live the whole time, or do you set it, have the music, and let it play out?
like if I do something on YouTube, I'm probably not going to be with it. If I'm on Twitch, yeah, I'll be there.
Okay.
It's just generally how I do things on YouTube. It's more passive, and I'll
Right,
just
right.
publish something or leave it running. Whereas
Yeah.
Twitch, I like to actually be present and communicate with people.
Right. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Okay, so what's your average Twitch stream length?
Say what?
How long are you streaming on Twitch? Like
on average.
each stream, how long are you on
how
average?
long do
How long is your
damn,
dick?
actually-
That's what I asked.
Usually like 5 hours. Pretty long.
Okay. Wow. I wouldn't have the patience to do that shit. Jesus.
Not that long actually, because like Dude Guy Bro Man, he can stream for like straight up 24 hours.
Yeah. And what's insane to me is and there are people I'm sure that will sit and watch the bulk of that stream for 24 hours. Yeah.
Like most of them are probably bots, but yeah. Like I do wonder how many like viewers are actually bots, just because like they don't engage and they don't like actually.
Yeah. I think it really depends. Like I don't know as much about the Twitch algorithm and all that stuff, but I know like with Instagram, and of course Facebook's kind of slowly phasing out with the young kids these days. But there's so like the biggest celebs. Yes, I'm saying celebs now. The biggest celebrities still have a fuck ton of bot followers. Like they buy so many followers to keep their numbers up,
especially influencers.
Yeah, which they have a few. But you can look that shit up and see how many followers that a lot of these like big folks have, and most of the time it's a quarter of what's actually advertised on there. Well, hell, half of ours are fake. I bought followers for us just so we could get a fucking custom URL on YouTube.
Sure.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I'm unashamed.
All right. So the other thing is, I got the full list if you want me to like shoot an email to you again.
Yeah, sure. I might have. Joey was just looking through it.
Yeah, I was looking through. I couldn't find it.
Okay. ffpodcast@gmail.com. Is that the one?
It should be admin at B3F Podcast. Yeah. And if you're out there listening and want to send us an email at admin@b3fpodcast.com. We'll put that shit in our junk mail folder.
You new viewers tonight, go to our website and up at the top where it says, tell us what you really think.
Yeah.
Leave us a review. It's completely anonymous.
Yeah.
I swear to God, it's completely anonymous. You can review each of us individually and then the show separately. So go for it.
Say whatever you want.
We'll read it out loud if you do it, for sure.
I think the right way to put would be aloud.
Oh, I'm sorry. We'll read it aloud.
There you go.
We'll read it out aloud.
Because we obviously have some teachers watching. So
for sure. Right.
Aloud.
Right.
All right. So I just sent you that. And by the way, I have 2 websites. The other one is my software dev site, which I haven't updated in like eons. The Electrancy website's like only a couple months old. It's pretty relatively new.
Oh, I did get this email. This is when you first booked. It went to the other email address, and because I had to because when those you don't know, when Electrancy first booked with us, it was via the Calendly app, and it had gotten fucked up and hadn't updated with some other shit. So we went back and forth.
I got screwed on this one.
Yeah,
like royally.
Yeah, super screwed. You're welcome. And so we it got messed up, so we had to move a different site or move to a different date, and then had some other commitment. I had to reschedule him again. So it's been a mess getting him on. So I appreciate your patience with that. But yes, he sent me this.
So let me ask you real quick. If we play any of this on here, is YouTube or Facebook or whatever gonna hit us for copyright stuff or? No.
Oh, hell no.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So pull up one of his things
right,
here while I'm going to ask him about something while you're doing that. So I see on here, it says you have the potential plans for creating a cryptocurrency.
Oh yeah. I forgot about
So
God damn it. I did read this.
Good job.
I do a lot of the booking for us, dude. And I am the worst at all of it. So,
okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So tell us a little bit about cryptocurrency, because neither one of us know what cryptocurrency is.
Okay. All right.
Also explain NFTs while you're on here.
Right. No, go ahead.
Basically, you guys know what the internet is, right?
Series of tubes, man. Series of tubes.
That's what I put that disc that says America Online, correct?
So, okay.
Netscape.
So we have things like PayPal, right? We have things like Visa.
Oh, whoa. What the fuck is PayPal?
All right, we'll be nice. Go ahead.
No, yeah, go ahead.
right.
We have things like PayPal, right? Go ahead.
All right. So like, all these other forms of currency that just take like the US dollar and basically give you some online number and tell you that's how much money you have, right? Like, but anybody can go in there and like, if they, hack your information or whatever, they can go in there and, pull the balance out, right? They could pull as much as they want.
Right.
There's nothing stopping people from doing that, other than I guess the credit card companies and the banks are stopping us from doing that as much as they can, right?
Right.
And even that, I do question like the limitations of what they can actually do, both legally as well as morally. I mean, the same thing is true about cryptocurrency. It's not like if you lose money in the cryptocurrency area, it's not like some guy's going to come out from an organization and be like, "Oh, you lost your money. Let me give it back to you." No, I mean, I think Coinbase claims that if you do something, I think you have to like, you have some sort of like virtual safe you have to put it in.
So are you telling me that $10,000 I just put in Shiba Inu is not worth anything, or what? Because it sounds like what you're saying. You're saying like that was a bad thing.
Not at all.
Okay.
No, not at all. Okay, so I sometimes I get like misunderstood, just my personality, I guess. But to be clear, what I actually mean is, I guess no matter what you're doing, like there's always a chance for slip up, right? Like there is no such thing as a safe currency.
Sure.
And to be clear, like what a currency actually is, like what actually is a currency? You can go into
it's anything we ascribe value to. Honestly, I mean,
exactly. You can go into all sorts of philosophical like conversations about what a currency actually is, but
right,
like value changes every day. That's ultimately what it is, right? It's just value, and it can change like on a dime. So,
no pun intended.
Cryptocurrency, the only thing that it offers you, it doesn't guarantee that your value is going to like stay the same, or that you're not going to lose your money.
Sure.
The only thing it does is basically it makes your transactions more secure, so that like people don't know what you're buying or selling. So in some sense, you might say it's kind of a shady transaction system. Initially, that might be your perspective. Then you realize like a lot of people want privacy, because guess what? That's how the big organizations get you, right? I mean, take a look at Walmart, right? How do they know what you're up to? Well, I don't know if you've ever been to Walmart, but they don't take Google or Apple Pay, right? I don't know if you guys know what that is.
Yeah,
like Apple Pay.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, it's a new thing, and a lot of
I give you a bushel, then you give me a sheep or a goat or something, right? Apples.
Yeah, so
right.
you just pull out your Android or your iPhone or whatever, and
ooh, Android. You think we're poor? Ooh, Android. Whoa.
I thought Android was the more expensive one.
Ugh. That's why people that own Androids are poor, because they're paying more for them. No, go ahead. We have a general understanding of how modern day currency works with technology. Yes.
Hey, richness is a mind thing. It's the spirit of the mind.
What?
It's about the soul. It's it's not about what's in your bank account.
Okay, I thought you were being serious. I was like, dude, my soul can't buy a fucking Bugatti. Jesus.
Yeah. I mean, if you can afford a mansion, go for it. I say. I mean, that's.
What about a woman?
Awesome. Nobody can afford that.
No. Okay. Well.
No, but so
you could probably get a Russian mail order bride pretty cheap right now.
But yes, for how many
I did. Okay. Joke of the year.
It's too early for that.
It was so far. Well played. Oh, God damn it.
Yeah. I didn't even think about that, but that's so true. Like,
yeah.
And so wrong at the same time. Like, that's crazy.
You're giving them a better life.
From Russia. Guys, one thing you cannot get from Russia is rocket engines. So if you guys needed that,
never mind. I had another one. I'm not gonna say that one. No, that's
Dumbass
true.
dude. It is never fucking. You've never been on this show,
Too
guys.
soon. Too soon.
It's not too soon. Nothing is too soon.
You know what? You should be out there, Evan, standing up for Jesus.
All right.
Anyway, yeah. So you can't get a rocket engine. Sure. Like I get that. That's true.
Total tangent though, like cryptocurrency. I mean, the idea is that it's a very secure method of like giving somebody else some form of currency, so that the big guy is not like sitting there like figuring out how to make money off of you. And they're not doing a very good job of it. I mean, if you look at Coinbase, I don't know. I feel like it's getting really cracked down on, and like I don't know. It's just my personal opinion. Like I think they're not doing a very good job of like maintaining the decentralization of cryptocurrency. But it's inevitable, right? I mean, every government wants to get on it, and when they do, well, it's not going to be as secure. Like there's no question about that, and it's still secure, right? I mean, it's still amazingly more secure than like I don't know, a Visa card, which you just have to know the numbers and maybe sometimes the security code, right? And if they're trying to be super cautious, right, then you have to know the zip code too.
Yeah,
like,
right.
You know, it's not too crazy. So it's just a new way of giving somebody else some money without like your privacy being compromised. And it's, in my opinion, it's far superior, and it's a step in the correct direction. It's not the end. There will be newer technologies that emerge as time goes on. I don't think Bitcoin is the end all, but it's the first step in the correct direction. And if you invest in Bitcoin, just be prepared for your value to plummet, because there will be emerging technologies that will replace it. Won't happen immediately. It could happen 10 years from now, before, you know, like I imagine, this is just how I imagine it playing out. Like Bitcoin will skyrocket probably at least one more time before it plummets. And then of course, then the new currencies will emerge.
Yeah.
Probably propagated by larger organizations, if I had to guess.
Yeah, well, that's how it works. It just takes because large corporation companies, they move so slowly, like they're always behind, and then when they do, they capitalize and just take it all the fuck over anyway.
Sure.
But, it's funny, like one of my biggest life, and I'm not a guy that believes in regrets, but having the chance to buy Bitcoin back in the day when it wasn't $1 bajillion, and then not, because I was like, that's fucking stupid. It's like buying fucking in-app purchases. Fuck this shit. And now I'm like, oh,
so
no foresight.
Real quick.
So, I mean, does that answer your question as to what cryptocurrency is?
Yes.
Or,
sure.
I don't know. Okay, cool.
So real quick, tell
about his crypto.
Well,
because we went around the circle.
Yeah. What's the deal with your plans to create
my cryptocurrency idea, which I guess, I mean, maybe that could be the replacing currency. I don't know. Or the currency that replaces Bitcoin. You know, unlikely, but you never know in this world.
Hey, Jenny, that's for you. Here we go.
So the idea is, like, I have this secret virtual art technology, and basically it all comes down to like one line of code. And that one line of code can be boiled down to just like a few, what equates to like a few characters of data. Right. And so almost, in some sense, it's almost like mining in Bitcoin, where you have to mine by finding these random values that you don't know if it will actually.
Right. Your servers and whatever do most of that.
Yeah, you just keep guessing numbers over and over until you get the right one. It's kind of like the lottery in some sense. But it's not in the sense that I don't think the Bitcoin is actually rigged, whereas I think the lottery might be. That's the only major difference, I think.
Okay.
And the other thing is that it requires computing power, whereas the lottery does not. I mean, it requires some computing power, but not nearly as much. Like, lots of computing power for Bitcoin, to the point where Elon Musk and friends are like, "Oh, we're using too much energy. We need to like chill."
Yeah.
So my idea is basically I want to create this currency that's based on like guessing these correct patterns, because not every sequence works. Like you could try a certain sequence and
Right.
it won't give you a visual animation like you see on my webpage. You won't. It'll just crash the system. So that's the idea, is finding these visual animations is in itself a new form of cryptocurrency.
Okay.
Right.
Gotcha. We just had a comment
Almost
that
like
says
NFT in some way.
the lottery doesn't give you 20-something% education. The state will lie to get it passed. I don't give a shit as long as I chance to win 127 million. That's fine with me.
I don't play the lottery.
I don't either. Well, I take that back. Every now and then, if it gets over a certain amount, I'll buy a ticket.
I might take it when my wife says, "Hey, will you stop and pick up some lottery?" Honestly, that's when I play lottery. So
no,
I'd say
the crypto thing. I was just gonna say back on, because I got distracted with all that shit. But yeah, I mean, I find that super interesting because like I joke that nobody really understands crypto, but some people do. But it's one of those things that like I consider myself a smart dude. I'm not an engineer, but I work in tech. And my brain just will not fucking lock on to crypto shit. It just won't. Like, and then you take it to NFTs, I'm like, yeah, fuck all of this shit. I will just be homeless and suck dick for, alcohol and food. That's just how it's going to be in the future for me.
So real quick, and then so I want to ask you about one more thing, and then we're going to actually take a break. During the break, we're going to play your Melting of Mona Lisa, and then when we come back, we want to talk about that a little bit. And then we'll keep you on with us and do some news and some stuff like that as well.
If you want to hang on, if you need to
don't
bounce,
have
that's
to.
fine.
Yeah.
But we should take about a 10-minute break right now.
Sure. So
Sounds good.
I want to ask you about this film you're working on.
Yeah.
Right now, I think that's going to be a longer conversation than 4 minutes.
I don't think so. We got some time.
I have to piss so bad, and I want a cigarette.
You'll be all right.
God damn it.
Yeah, that's fine.
No.
You got to do what you got to do, right?
Absolutely. So let's take a break, and that's a good kickoff point to talk about this film.
That's fine. So
coming on.
while we're on break,
are you going to hang out with us?
Yeah. You're going to hang after the break, right?
Yep.
All right. So we just do what you got to do. Give us about 10 minutes or so. We'll be back. But while the break, everyone watching, enjoy the Melting of Mona Lisa.
Oh, we're going to play it on break.
Yeah, we'll play it while we're on break.
Oh, even better. Hold on. God damn it. I'm going to play. It's only 5 minutes.
Oh, is
It's
it?
4
Oh,
minutes.
I'm sorry. I thought this was the 8-hour one.
Hold on. We are totally on top of shit here.
Yeah,
Hold
you
on.
can't play the 8-hour one. That's not really possible.
Let's see. Where's the long one? Blah, 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 blah. How about, would you care if we played the cellular automation with live improv music?
Yeah, that would actually be. I prefer that one. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome. We'll play that while we're on break, and we'll be back.
Yep. All right, buddy, we got you.
Yeah, we're back.
I'm back too.
All right. So we're back after almost 10 minutes on the dot.
Look at that.
I'm good with that. I had to pee so bad.
All right, go back to the comments there.
I'm working on it.
That's why I always pee before the shows.
I do
as well,
too.
But we're old, man. So
yeah. So we had some comments on the break. Half of it was just people chatting back and forth. Jesus Christ. Let's see.
We had
I'm
one.
rolling down.
Am I watching an MRI?
Yep.
Jenny S says, "Am I watching an MRI?"
It does have very.
You know that you're not the first person to think that, and in fact, I thought that myself the first time I came up with it, and I've actually come up with patterns that actually looked far more like alien MRIs than anything I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I just by the fact that they're very disturbing. I'm not sharing those. Yes, this could be an alien MRI for all we know. And the technology behind it's so mysterious. Like, we don't know. Like, we don't know enough about our world to actually know what the hell this is, what you're looking at here.
Right.
Like, all I can say is that it's a cellular automata. And if you want to know how that works, go to Wikipedia, go learn it.
Well, the same person wants to know, is that person going to die?
Is that person going to,
She also said she's not comfortable with those images. Yeah.
The other thing is, I even if I was a doctor, I think, the alien anatomy would probably, throw me off a little.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just also she also said that my kitty assured me that
somebody
else
scan. Said that, but yeah.
CST kitties, but that still feels like a euphemism to me.
Yeah. My kitty assures me that the cat. Yeah.
All right.
But fair question. Actually, that was actually a really good question from the audience there. My thoughts exactly.
Yeah.
So the movie, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So we want to hear about this movie you've got.
Somebody said maybe I need more shrooms. That was my favorite one.
If you get to melting a Mona Lisa, then you will need shrooms.
Yeah.
That shit's trippy. I think this is trippy, man.
Yeah. Nice. All right. So movie.
Yeah. So when I discovered this stuff, I'm not gonna lie, I was disturbed by it, and it kind of got me on this path to wanting to make a movie for it, because I want to figure out like what's going on, and like I've talked to some people that make similar things, and there are plenty of cellular automaton enthusiasts out there that do similar things out there, but nobody really knows like what they're doing. So I thought it would be a good thing to make a movie that, first of all, lets people know, hey, this thing exists. It's real. It's a thing, because I've talked to game developers, right? And they didn't even know what a cellular automata is. And right. I feel like, they're doing coding. They should know, like, I feel like if you're doing coding, you should know what a cellular automaton is.
Uh-huh.
And I can almost guarantee that if a coder doesn't know it, a majority of the world doesn't know what that is. So that's the first thing that this movie is going to be about. It's going to be a documentary on that. But the other aspect of that is kind of getting to the heart of it is trying to prevent one of two scenarios from happening, and that is either letting AI take over the world, or us blowing ourselves up, or some natural disaster ending the world really because of our own faults. Obviously, not necessarily the Earth itself, but because of something we contributed to. And or something that we could have easily prevented had we had the foreknowledge, right?
Yeah.
Maybe the Earth will naturally destroy itself, but we're human beings. We have the capability to prevent disasters if and I wouldn't even consider that playing God. I'm just saying, like, in general, we that's what we do. Like we try to prevent issues before they happen, not as they're happening.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, really though, I feel like as humans, most of the time we would spend trying to, I guess, mitigate disasters or whatnot are ones that we've already started to cause ourselves anyway.
Exactly.
Probably,
yeah.
Sure.
There's a little bit of self-fulfilling prophecy there, but then it's kind of subject too. It's subjective too, right? Like, who's to say who's the cause of the blame, right? It's difficult to point a finger for any circumstance.
Yeah.
So my thought is, let's get the artificial intelligence to do it, because I don't know if most people know this, but if you look at the smartest chess player in the world right now, I think it's Carlsen, Magnus Carlsen, right?
So his name is Computer. But yes,
he cannot beat a computer. No, he cannot.
That's what I'm saying. So the smartest chess player alive is Computer. That's all I was saying. But yeah, continue.
That's exactly right. I mean, but I'm saying it's on a person, and that's, I guess that's my point, is like people are limited in their capacity as to what they can do.
Right.
And as I think as human beings, it's like kind of our responsibility to realize, hey, there's only so much we can do. And then the other part of that is, if we're not prepared for AI, then inevitably there will be a Terminator scenario. So that does not mean trying to prevent AI. Like, preventing AI is not the solution to preventing a Terminator scenario. The key is the world has to understand it. Like,
mm-hmm.
That's actually the key there. And so first and foremost, the world has to be informed. They have to be informed, and if they're not, then I mean, we're fucked. So that's kind of like what I've come to realize, is that if you want to inform people, you don't do it through classes. You don't do it through word of mouth. You don't do it you don't just talk to people. That's not the way people get educated is through movies. Like that's how the world has. I think that's my theory, anyways. I think movies are the ultimate driver of information at this day and age. And if you actually want to tell something, you have to do it through a movie. So,
or I feel like in any type of multimedia entertainment, I feel like that's the primary way people consume any type of news or information. I mean, I feel like that we're on the road. It won't be long until creators and stuff the theater has slowly been dying for years, and there's been some resurgence of that here and there as far as commercial, going out to the movies and shit. And more and more media companies have embraced streaming services, HBO Max and whatever, and they're all developing kind of their own, you have Hulu movies now, Netflix original, all that shit. And I feel like you're going to start seeing more and more of that on a macro level as well, with seeing Twitch produced movies, or and YouTube has some of it, but I mean, even TikTok short films, it's going to be more and more of the size of the bites are going to get smaller and smaller because of our attention span with consumption.
Who is that? Jenny said, no, Troy said he bets he can beat you at a game of checkers. That reminds me
How do you know it's me playing? It could be an AI, right?
That's true.
Well, we also had somebody just said AI ain't drinking this Colt
in person.
That's right. So I remember I heard an interview with a former MMA guy, and I can't remember who it is now, but he said somebody was talking about the differences in boxing and MMA, and he said, well, boxing is checkers and MMA is chess. I just thought it was so ironic.
That sounds right.
That's so ironic
that
when he
sounds
did that.
Oh,
Oh God.
I don't know. I feel like my general viewpoint on this is the destruction of humanity is inevitable. It's going to happen at some point. And the thing is, it's not going to happen in my lifetime. Fuck my great
Embrace it. I
grandkids.
love it.
I'm gonna
Embrace
enjoy
the
what I'm doing
destruction.
while I got it. If that means destroying this planet so
Oh,
I
yeah.
can have a fucking iPhone,
Absolutely.
then fuck it.
Absolutely.
I want an iPhone.
Yeah. I think the first step to getting through anything is embrace it. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Fuck it.
Yep.
But I mean, we have to at least try, like I feel like we at least have to
do
try
we?
to do everything we can.
Do we?
The first step to getting through
Sure, why not?
anything is embrace it. That's an interesting statement.
Embrace it.
It's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Hell yeah.
so we should embrace the racists of this country is what you're saying to get through it.
No, it's embracing
Yeah.
the fact that there's
Yeah, sure.
racism in this country. Yeah. and
Well,
then-
that's not
then-
what it said. Embrace it. It's here. It said embrace it. So that's why I was like, that's an interesting.
Yeah, there are
take
plenty
on
of people doing that, and in fact, I think like Obama, right? He joined like some KKK just as a point proving, right?
He joined
you
the
just said there.
KKK. This is breaking news, people. I've not heard that Obama joined
He might have-
the KKK. I'm not saying he didn't. I'm saying I
Well,
didn't know
I
this.
don't know that he joined it. Okay, maybe I misspoke.
Yeah,
joined a-
you hold
a
on.
KKK
You
convention.
cannot misspeak around Joey because he is a cunt and will 100%
No,
jump on that. shit.
I'm
You do
just
it with
saying
me
I
all
never
the
heard
time.
of that.
100% you will, dude. That's your main like tact with me. I misspeak
I know
something a
with
little
you.
bit
You know
and you
what?
just tear it
With
apart.
you,
You know
but
what?
not everybody.
That's fine. That's fine. Let's shorten it. You know what? Obama joined the KKK. That's fine. That's fine. You can say that. But here's the thing.
No, I can't say.
Here's the
You
thing.
said it, not me.
He didn't do it for very long. Okay. The idea was whatever he did. I don't know if it was joining or if it was.
So
just
did
to figure out
he
what
leave the
process
KKK
for
after he
initiation
joined, or
was.
did they kick him out?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm probably laughing a little bit louder than I should here.
No, you're fine.
Yeah.
You're from Huntsville, man. We expect it. It's fine.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious. But yeah, no. I guess I was trying to prove a point, and wow, did it backfire? Holy crap, taking fire here.
Well, welcome to the B3 podcast.
Yeah, no, I mean he did something. He did something, and it ultimately, like, yeah, you do have to figure out like what people are thinking. Like if you don't know what people are thinking, like it's like that saying, right? How can you know what it's like if you haven't walked a mile in someone's shoes, right?
Or robes in this case.
Right. It's a great Curb Your Enthusiasm episode this season too, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, goddamn.
Okay.
That took a really fucking weird
It
turn.
really did. So, Joey, tell us what your tattoos are.
What?
I don't. Well, it's fine. I don't care. So, do you want to hang out and do some news with us, or do you want to get off here before you get yourself in more trouble?
Yeah, it's the news. It's the news part of the show. We're just comment and talk about the news.
I'm down for whatever.
All right.
All right.
Do you have the news music? Goddamn right you do.
All right. So, a woman has courted controversy after revealing that she's setting a deadline for her boyfriend of 18 months to pop the question.
What?
A woman is seeing some controversy after revealing that she's setting a deadline of her boyfriend of 18 months to pop the question.
Not what did
Yes.
you? God damn it.
Okay, well, it sounded like you didn't understand.
No.
While many things surround the concept of the marriage proposal have evolved down the years, one thing that remains surprisingly resistant to change is the notion that in heterosexual relationships, a man should be the one getting down on one knee. It's a situation that's led one woman to hit on an unusual course of action in order to get her boyfriend to propose. Writing in a post shared to Mumsnet, the would-be bride explained that they have been together for a year and a half and are extremely happy. We've discussed our future a lot and both agree that marriage is important to us and something we want in the future, she wrote. According to the post, both are in their 30s and both spent years in bad long-term relationships before they met. As a result, she is in no mood to wait around for him to propose.
Okay.
She said, I'm now at the stage where I don't want to waste any more time and would like full commitment and to settle down. Let's see here. Rather than break from tradition and ask him herself, the woman is planning on setting a deadline. I'm of the view that 2 years together should be more than enough time to judge whether or not Steven still looks. What does that say? Steven still look. I can't read that. It's too small.
Yeah, anyway, continue the
she says, I'm of the view that 2 years together should be more than enough time to judge whether or not you want to spend the rest of your life with somebody. And personally, I'm not keen on waiting much longer than that for a proposal.
How is this a news article?
It's in Newsweek.
Jesus.
She's now eager to
This
discuss
is why we can't be
time
computers and
scales
chess.
and expectations with her partner. Why do you have to wait for him to do it rather than giving him a deadline? Just ask him. Is what one person responded.
Okay.
Anyway, so
What? Okay. So the whole news article is a lady said, "Okay, you have by this date if you're going to propose to me or not."
Yep.
That's the entire fucking
that's
article.
it.
That is the dumbest shit.
It's
And that's in
Newsweek, man. Don't look
fucking
at me.
Newsweek?
That's in Newsweek.
Jesus. Fine. And to me, if you're the dude, just be like, "Okay, I'm good with that," or "No, fuck you, I'm out." Like
Right.
it's that's not even news. But it's England, so
Newsweek is England?
No, that was in England.
Was it?
I'm assuming so. If mums.net, which just sounds like
I mean that could
which
be. I
sounds
don't
like a
know. It
really
didn't
fucking
say.
like pregnancy porn site.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's an interesting thing because it
Pregnant
didn't
women with
say.
bad teeth and big old titties.
So I don't think we did this one before.
You're not going to give him a chance to have any input on that story?
I'm assuming that if he had input, he would have said it. But go
I
ahead.
don't know.
Electrancy. What do you think about that? You have your current wife right now. Based on what you said earlier, how do you feel about that?
I don't think we really need to judge. I feel like no, seriously, we're at that point where I feel like almost every day it's amazing. I feel like every day we get in these conversations, not this conversation in particular, but like us as human beings, right? Like I'll be on Twitch streams and I'll see somebody ask a question. Like, for example, I was on a coding Twitch stream and one guy asks, do women code better than men? I mean,
It's a strange question.
Please, right? And I honestly, like, it exists. You know what I'm saying? Sexism exists, racism exists, all these things exist, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, just embrace them.
Absolutely embrace them, and then also embrace the movement to get the fuck away from them too.
Right.
Because it's getting old, right? It's getting old.
Yeah.
That's my take.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's getting old.
Yeah. No, for me, I'm just amazed at the fact that is a news article. That's more of what I'm in.
In Newsweek.
Yeah, I mean that's the equivalent of like, okay, this. I don't know. Fuck, it's just
that's trying to attract that young demographic.
Yeah,
that's what that is.
Yeah, that's
all right. This is in CNN. Okay. A Home Depot employee arrested for swapping store cash with counterfeit bills for years.
Nice.
A Tempe, Arizona Home Depot employee is facing federal charge after authorities say he repeatedly took cash from the store and replaced it with counterfeit currency before depositing it in the bank. Let's see here.
How long?
It just says 4 years.
Oh, 4 years.
Not four. F-O-R.
4 years.
For years.
Right.
Yeah, it's been doing it for years. Agents from the Phoenix U.S. Secret Service office arrested Adrian Jean Pineda, a vault employee at the store.
Hold on.
Yep.
Hold on. So one listener said in response to him that she said, what? Do women code better than men? People can code as well as they want, period.
Yeah, it
as well
doesn't
as
have anything to do with this.
But then she comments, how about women haven't been encouraged to go into coding? Well, that sounds like a goddamn parental problem, Emily.
Yeah.
Anyway, so continue. Sorry.
According to U.S. Secret Service news release, agents from the Phoenix field office arrested Adrian Jean Pineda, a vault employee at the store who was responsible for counting cash and preparing it for deposit. Pineda is accused of ordering counterfeit bills from Amazon, swapping them with money taken from store cash registers and sealing them in bags for transfer to the bank, according to the complaint. He admitted to switching the real money with fake bills in an interview with Secret Service agents He was assigned a public defender. CNN reached out to the attorney, but did not get a response, of course. Between January 2018 and January 2020, so 4 years, Home Depot recorded $387,000 in losses due to counterfeit notes in their bank deposits, the Secret Service said. Agents seized $5,000 in counterfeit currency and $5,300 in genuine currency during Pineda's arrest at Home Depot. An additional $22,000 in genuine currency was recovered at Pineda's home when agents executed a search warrant. He was released on his own recognizance and scheduled to appear in court.
Okay. I mean,
$387,000 is a lot of fucking fake money.
yeah, but still, it's, I don't know, man. Like,
you're sweating that prime delivery to get those fake bills.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That's such a weird, like, that type of crime. Like, I guess he just thought nobody would catch it and he would just get away with it for a long fucking time, which, whatever. Like, to me, the process of having to take the time to, like, have a stack of counterfeit money and consistently swap it out.
Yeah.
That's not something you can really do on camera all the time without getting caught.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if there was.
It's just more amazing to me. It took them 4 years to catch the motherfucker.
Yeah. $387,000.
Yeah.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
That's what it takes to get people's attention.
Yep. I want to
I'll
know.
tell you what. I was going to say. Sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say. I know people that have invested in cryptocurrency, and have lost, tens of thousands, and they lost the money because, it was hacked, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And you report that to, like, say, the FBI, right? Because that's what he did next. And you know what they say is it's not a substantial enough amount of money for them to carry. 10, 20, $100,000. It's not substantial enough. That's how much it would be equivalent to today.
Yeah.
It blows my mind. So that basically means, like, they only care if it hits $1 million or something like that. That's the only point where it actually, like, becomes of interest to the FBI. I guess that's what that means.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Secret Service got involved, but I mean, I'm sure that's just because it's fake currency. But anyway,
Are they really that secret of a service?
yeah. I mean, we know what they're called. We know what they look like.
It's not even, it's not like the Men in Black shit that goes on.
Sure.
All right. What else you had? I know you have one more news article.
I have multiple, but I'll go with this
One
news
more.
article, and then I've got something else here.
Jesus. I hope it's better than
So from
fucking news articles.
them.com.
From them.
From them.com.
Okay. Them.com.
7 classic 90s action movies that are gay in my mind.
What?
Look,
Okay.
I don't write the news, man.
Okay.
I just report it.
Okay.
I don't know this movie, Tank Girl from 1995.
Okay. I can see that one. Yeah.
It says this one is kind of cheating because Tank Girl's technically a canon sapphic, both in her film and the comics it was based on, making the character a true lesbian cult icon.
True.
So
Yep.
let's
Agreed.
move to the next one. Batman Returns from 1992.
Ooh. Okay.
This says the Batman franchise is rife with queer themes.
Okay.
Even
I'll stop there. I will give them immediately off the top of my head. I will give them homoeroticism. Hands down.
Okay. The Batman
But
franchise
that's
is
most 90s
rife
action
with
movies.
queer themes, even
Okay.
ruling out Joel Schumacher's gleefully camp duology of Batman Forever and Batman and Robin for being so obviously gay that its queer subtext practically qualifies as text. Tim Burton's earlier Bat sequel also provides mighty fertile ground for gay headcanons.
Okay.
I won't linger on the ubiquitous rubber outfits, though we must at least pay lip service to Michelle Pfeiffer's stitch, latex, catsuit, and whip.
Yep.
So,
And them, I'm assuming, is an LGBTQ plus whatever the.
I'm assuming that's what it is.
They keep, which I actually had to talk to my daughter about this because I've told you I think she's recently come out, and
Yeah.
so I ask her a lot of questions. So like I'm fucking old, like so I don't fully.
Sure.
And I've told her like I want to support you, how I could support you, but
Right.
I might say some ignorant shit because I'm fucking 40. You know what I mean? And so I
Right.
ask her questions and shit. And she gave me the acronyms, whatever they were the other day. And I was like, why do they keep adding to those? She was like, well, because there's so much. I was like, yeah, but can't they just have like an all encompassing, like when I say dudes or when I say, I just mean anything with a dick. It's dudes. And she was like, yeah, but it's more nuanced than that, Dad. I'm like, okay, I get it, but still, like, but it's offensive if I don't remember all of the letters.
Sure.
She was like, if as long as and she told me just like, she goes, Dad, as long as you're not trying to be an asshole, most people don't really care.
That's true.
And I was like, that's true. Okay.
I mean,
I'll give you that.
what's the guy who used to
parts of the
be on
movie.
Saturday Night Live? Miller. What's his name?
I
Last
don't know.
name's Miller.
Yeah.
He did the news on Saturday Night Live.
But I only say that because I've gotten shit before for leaving out letters in the LGBT. But in my brain, it has stopped with the LGBTQ plus. Like after that, my brain's done. Like that's all the letters my brain can handle.
He said it in his special back, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago. But he was like, Caitlyn Jenner is a she. Like Bruce Jenner became Caitlyn Jenner is a she. That's fine. I got it.
Mm-hmm.
If I accidentally call them Bruce or he or whatever, I'm trying. Give me a break. You just told me that Blackjack is 22. Yeah. Give me a moment to
It takes
it
takes
out,
a minute. Yeah. Anyway, but I guess I was trying to recognize that because I'm assuming that's what this is. It's you're pulling from. You're just not pulling some random Maxim magazine article.
No. Yeah.
Just to give it context. That's all I'm just giving it context.
Next movie on the list, Last Action Hero from '93.
Jesus.
What? Go ahead. What? Why? Jesus, why?
Nothing.
Yeah.
I have a hard time. I'm going to go ahead and go my little rant. And this isn't with this topic specifically.
Okay.
This is with anything in the last.
Feel free to jump in whenever you want to, Electrancy.
What I have a hard time with is when, and this isn't just with anything in the LGBTQ plus community. This is with anything, even societally, with when we do with comedians and cancel culture and all that shit. When we look back 20 years, 30 years through the lens of how we look at things now and try to read into it and put shit into it. Yeah, there are absolutely like Top Gun full of homoeroticism, 100%, because hyper masculinity and homoeroticism, they're not too fucking far from each other, like in practicality. But when you start inserting what's read into a normal now into past shit, I guarantee you that wasn't even a thought when that movie was written.
No.
And yeah, I can look back and see it. You start describing this, shit. It's like, yeah, fucking absolutely. I can see it. But that doesn't mean that was the intent. And maybe that's what they're saying. That's what they're pulling from.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, both of you can fuck off. Those guys like to fuck pussy.
But it drives me crazy when we look back on things through modern lenses and apply meaning that was never there to begin with.
It's a very unfair thing to do.
It's all about what sells, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that's what sells these days. If it's appealing to the younger audience, and the younger audience, that's what they like. They
100%.
like that shit.
Yeah, because if you remade Top Gun right now, they would absolutely be doing some undercover fucking, 100%, because that's what would sell. Nowadays these big tough dudes that have this love. It's why Brokeback Mountain blew the fuck up. Which, by the way, was not a shitty movie.
No, it's a great love story.
I've never seen that movie. I've never seen it.
It's not a bad.
Spoken like a true Southerner.
No. Here's the thing with Brokeback Mountain.
I'm not a homophobe either, by the way.
No, spoken
that's
like
what
a
homophobe would say.
So no,
spoken like a drum.
Yeah, no, but see, here's my thing. Here's my thing with Brokeback Mountain. It was a shitty fucking movie. Like it was a good love story, but if it was shocking and it was a fucking Nicholas Sparks movie with a gay undertone because the two dudes were with two central gay men that were in love but couldn't be together because of the times and all that shit. But but the thing is, like, it just got that. It was called a great movie because it was how should I say it? For a mainstream movie, it was very bold. I'll give it that. But it wasn't. But like I watched it, and I'm like, this is not. And the whole, I don't know. It didn't do anything for me.
No,
a giant clit is a small step from a tiny penis.
So speaking of Brokeback Mountain, I worked part-time in a movie store when that movie came out, in a movie gallery. Rest in peace. But there were a lot of men that came in mad because they were asking for any good westerns, and I gave them Brokeback Mountain.
Oh, that is wonderful, especially in the South.
Yeah.
That's not a western.
No, it's not. But they don't know that. They see guys in cowboy hats.
That was kind of a western.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Well, it was like what I used to, because I love Wet Hot American Summer. It's one of my favorite comedies of all time. And there's the gay scene with Michael Ian Black and Bradley Cooper in the sports shed when they're just fucking the shit out of each other, and it comes out of nowhere. And so one of my favorite things, because when I was like in Alaska, in the military is we got movies and stuff sent in,
Sure.
captive audience, and it's all dudes. And I'd always be like, oh, man, we had new guys come in. I was like, oh, we need to watch Wet Hot American Summer. You'd love it. And they're like, oh, it's a comedy. I was like, yeah, it's hilarious. And most of the movie, they'd be like, oh, this is great. And then out of nowhere, that scene would come on where like Michael Ian Black is just railing Bradley Cooper in the sports shed. Oh, dude, the room would clear. What the fuck are you making me watch? It's the greatest thing ever. I loved it so much.
So I'm going to quickly run through the rest of this list, and then we'll move on to one of the list I've got here. Last Action Hero. Next one, Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Oh, you fuck right off. Continue.
Barbed
For
Wire.
some reason, I knew you were going to say Die Hard. I don't know why.
Yeah.
So the next one, Barbed Wire.
Okay, Barbed Wire. Yeah, sure.
Sure. This is the one that stuck out the most to me. Face Off.
Okay. I'll give them Face Off.
And the argument they make is that they're so enamored with each other that they literally go inside each other to become. And I'm like, but they don't go inside each other. They replace their faces. Give me a break.
Well, meaning they kind of they encompass each other.
They embody each other. Yeah, I get
That's
it.
hilarious.
Yeah, it is funny.
This one's not even making me mad. I'm just like, it's fucking great.
Sure.
We live in the most bizarre fucking time.
We really do. And then Three Musketeers from '93 that had.
Okay, that movie's gay as fuck. I love that movie.
I forgot Oliver Platt was in it.
Yeah. Tim Curry, right? You talking about that one?
No, it's
Chris O'Donnell.
No, I don't think he was in it. I think it was Charlie Sheen and what's his
talking about the one from like they had Sting and Ryan.
I don't think they were in it, but
not in it. No, they did the theme song. Ryan Adams.
They may have done
or
that,
Brian Adams, Sting, and Rod Stewart.
That. Yeah, they may have.
Yeah, Chris O'Donnell was in that shit, and Rebecca De Monterey. Because when I was a young fella and that came out, I was like, oh, she has boobs.
Yeah.
Those are nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Real quick. So I took Jude to the Ice Bears game last night.
Hockey game. Yep.
Hockey game. And out of nowhere, we got our asses beat. And Jude screams, Havoc can suck my nuts. And I was like,
so the Huntsville hockey team, right?
Yeah. They're playing Huntsville. They're playing the Havoc. Yeah. Just out of nowhere. Because I could suck my nuts. I was like, what the hell? You cannot say that. And of course, people lost it.
Suck my nuts. That's funny. It's because it's full. It's max capacity now, right? They're not still spread out.
Yeah. And there's a concert. Cody Jinks was playing next door.
The fuck is Cody Jinks?
I don't know. But he hates. He told me he wants to go to a Havoc game in Huntsville and wears Ice Bears jersey because, and he wants to boo other people. I was like, okay,
that's funny.
We can do that.
All right.
Anyway, those are terrible news articles.
So I got a BuzzFeed list here for you.
Oh, God damn it, no. Okay, hold on. Electrancy. If you had never listened to the show, which I'm guessing you never have, because you wouldn't have come on if you had, I'm assuming. But I wouldn't be on this show if I hadn't committed 2 fucking years ago to do this. But I hate BuzzFeed lists with all of my fucking soul. And Joey will occasionally.
And the only reason I love them is because you hate them so much. Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you.
So this BuzzFeed article is 21 pieces of boomer advice that have aged so poorly they're basically rancid.
Oh, damn it. Okay. Boomer advice.
Boomer advice. Aged so poorly, they're basically rancid.
Okay.
For quite some time now, millennials and Gen Zers have been calling out baby boomers for giving advice that's unhelpful, toxic, or outdated.
But have you noticed that really nobody talks shit about Gen X for the most part? It's a boomers in between because we're callous and heartless. But continue.
I guess.
Yeah.
Here are some types of boomer advice people are tired of and, quite frankly, have started ignoring. I'll be damned if I take advice from a baby boomer talking about, here's what I learned in my 20s. Bro, shut up. In your 20s, gas was $15 and you could buy a house after working part-time for 6 months.
Okay.
If you, a millennial, listen to marriage advice from the baby boomer generation without questioning what they're telling you, I think you're honestly setting yourself up for unhappiness. Their approach to marriage is very repressive and
what is
despairing.
The piece of advice? Like,
they're not giving this. They didn't give what the advice was. They're saying if you listen to any marriage advice from a baby boomer, then you're setting yourself up. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hard pass on that.
A boomer made it possible for tabs and windows, Jenny says.
Honestly, to be honest, though, I wouldn't ask for marriage advice from anyone.
Yeah. Why not?
Wife included. Why not? I mean, because the subject is taboo. if we're being frank. Right?
Taboo. Marriage advice is taboo.
Yeah, absolutely.
How's that?
I mean, just
everybody talks about marriage and gives advice on marriage.
That's because everybody's fucked up.
Yeah, but that's not taboo if everybody's doing it.
That's because everybody's got issues, right? I mean, we all have issues.
Yeah, but part of the taboo is
divorce rates are up to the ceiling.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll give you that.
Because everybody's doing it doesn't mean it's the thing to do. I mean,
no, it just means it's not taboo.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fair enough.
All right.
I think what I meant was for me it's taboo.
Yeah, I got you.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Yeah.
And I get his point. To me, like if you see somebody, and this might be a shitty way to put it, I don't know how to word this better, but if you see someone that you relate to, right? Like I see this person, they've been married for 20 fucking something years.
Done, bitch.
Fuck you. And I kind of like, I feel like they're in a similar situation. I don't think asking advice is necessarily a bad thing, but just to accept it like unsolicited, yeah, fuck that shit. Because every relationship's different. Every two people interact differently.
You don't need a piece of paper to qualify for a vegetable harvester.
You do if you want to buy a fancy vegetable harvester.
You do if you want breaks from the government.
All right, what's the next one?
All right, next one. Baby boomer financial advice. You need to stop renting and buy a house. Main housing market. 1.5 bedroom, 500 square foot house with half bathroom and no roof in a quaint little neighborhood on the market is $450,000. If you want to come in $60,000 over asking to make sure you get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this sounds like my dad.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like there's legitimacy in that if you can afford to buy over rent. But otherwise, no, there's not nowadays.
Well, I mean, nowadays rent is fucking
where we've
gotten
now. Yeah, yeah. But I'm saying, so like the wife and I bought our house like 2 years ago. Sure. It was the first house I've ever bought. I've always rented. But because of where shit is and hyperinflation, all that other, however you want to chalk it up to, but from a personal gain standpoint, my shit's gone up like 20% in equity.
For sure.
Yeah, but I mean, great, if I sold it, I couldn't find anything else. I'd go back to renting, but still.
Right. But to rent something the same size, you're going to pay more than what your mortgage
100%,
is.
100%. Well, because there's some things they're putting as like advice boomers give you should ignore. And I think it's just more of a lack of because after you have a certain amount, and I'm not even saying money, of assets, right? Then it sets yourself up to continue to coast in that area of having those assets. And it gets you kind of out of touch with, I'm trying to credit this author a little bit, right? Like with, if you need to buy a house and whatever, it's better than renting. It's like, yeah, no, not right now. It's not. In 10 years, it might be again. And there was a time it absolutely was, but I think it's a disconnect and whatever. Anyway.
Well, if you disagree with what was said, that came from @NewsProJoe on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
College advice. My favorite piece of advice from a baby boomer mother was, at least you'll have your degree to fall back on. And here I am with a bachelor's degree and no career 3.5 years after graduation. I would say you probably picked the wrong fucking thing to get a degree in.
I can see both sides.
A Chicano studies degree is not going to help you a lot.
What's that?
I think it's the latter. I think just people in general are lazy as shit, which is kind of amazing because like you can still get a degree and be lazy as shit.
Sure.
Yeah,
you can.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, I think that
you're smart.
Yeah, well, I feel like it depends on the career field as well, right? To be an engineer, you absolutely need that bachelor's degree. To get a good job, like with Google coding, you just have to be fucking good at writing code. There's some things that give you assets now to get in a managerial and upper. They want the fucking degree. But there are some avenues that, I mean, like right now, the trades are way fucking like there's a huge shortage. You can go to fucking trade school to be an electrician. You make goddamn 6 figures in 4 years.
Sure.
But again, that comes down to the laziness factor. I think that depending on the field, degrees are less and less important, but in certain areas, they're still incredibly important. But if you're going and you're spending $100,000 and getting a goddamn degree in literary arts, then unless you're wanting to be a tenured professor one day, you're wasting your fucking money and you're a stupid piece of shit. Let me throw that out, or a teacher or whatever. But anyway,
and the other part of that is I think these people that they get a degree, they're more picky choosy, right? That's in general, myself included, right? I was one of those people, so I know. Right. I already know the mindset that people go through, right? They don't like the first offer that they get, or they want like better things. That's the mindset, and it's honestly kind of a toxic mindset.
Yeah,
because you don't always have options, right? Yeah, so if you don't take what you're given, then you are gonna be fucked. It's just your own actions.
Yeah. Well, Emily, I mean, Jenny said she can suck the chrome off a bumper, so
And
I don't know if that's a job application.
Me and her
or what.
both.
Yeah.
Anyway, continue next.
Next here, march right in there advice. Just march right in there and hand them your resume and say you're ready to work tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
But they only take resumes by email.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I know.
That's a Joey interpretation. Like, oh, you literally said
no,
that.
it's
So it's literally what, no, I know.
But that's not what that's not how I would interpret that. You're absolutely right. I think more often than not, if you walk into a company and say, here's my resume, showing that you're qualified to do the job and say, I will work tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, because confidence
you're going to get some
consideration.
For sure. Confidence goes a long way. Yeah.
Depending on part of that is learning a skill that I feel like is lost in electricity. You may or may not agree with this. I'm guessing you are because you're closer to our age group, but I feel like reading the room is such an important job skill. If I'm going in and I'm interviewing with a dude and he's more of a meek, like more modern, like I'm going to approach that differently. If it's an old school dude that's been doing this for years, how I'm going to approach the interview.
Yeah.
I would like to add to that. It's actually, I'm going to be one of those people. Actually, it's a social thing, right? Just knowing like how to socialize in general. It's actually surprisingly amazing how much difficulty people have with this.
Sure.
And I've had people that I've interviewed or been part of the interview process that they had the code skills. They had the initiative. They had all the factors, except for guess what? They were dicks, complete dicks.
Sure.
Here's what happened. They had a second interview and they said, just give me the damn job already if you want to hire me. That's what they said. That was their attitude.
Yeah, that's insane.
So they decided not to go with it. Right. That's absolutely insane. I stopped talking to the dude because I'm like, what the hell, man? Why? Like, I was actually rooting for the guy at first too, like, right? And then he goes and
it's a strange thing. I mean, because in the industry that I work in and the people that come in and work, there's so many things that just baffle me that people do, like get a new job and call out sick the next day. I understand occasionally someone's going to be sick, but you just got a new job and day 2 you're calling out of work because you're sick. You better have AIDS or something. I mean, for something like that. I mean, it's a crazy
with modern
thing.
medicine. You can usually have AIDS in work.
Yeah,
just don't touch me.
Or COVID. I guess you can have COVID. Anyway, last one here I'll go over is college major advice. The baby boomer advice is minor in what you love, major in what gets you a job. Okay. This awful baby boomer advice.
What?
Most Grim on Twitter says. That's amazing advice.
But I think that comes back to the mindset of follow your passion and follow your dreams and do what you love.
Well,
so what I've told my son, or my oldest Eli, I was like, dude, follow what you're good at.
Fucking thank you.
Because what you're good at.
Come on, guys. Let's be honest. You can't always do what you want to do, right?
Exactly.
No, for sure.
Right? If we're in the middle of World War III, are you going to be, making pizzas? I don't know. Probably fighting, the Nazis or whatever the fuck comes up next, right?
Sure.
That's probably what's going to happen. I mean, it all depends on. You can't always do what you want. That's the bottom line.
Well, we had one of our. We just had one of our.
Advantage of that.
We just had one of our biggest supporters on here said, "Damn, I see 3 chins and only 2 hoes."
Yeah, he's talking about me.
He's talking about
I've put on a few pounds. Fuck you, Shay.
Yeah.
But no, I agree.
You got to remember, Shay, the camera adds about 50 pounds. So
yeah. But no, I agree with you. Like we've really pushed that, and some people are fortunate enough, to have a trust fund or just fall into like right people, right time, and are able to do what they love and make money at it.
You got to know how to play the game too.
But most of us, that's what I told him, dude, never pursue doing what you love, but follow what you're good at. Because what you're good at it's what you're gonna like progress the most in, and you can work on the other shit. But like for me, again, I work in tech. In the sense of like I started with electronics, I moved on to some of the IT shit, not coding because I'm not that fucking smart, but I don't like it necessarily, but I'm good at it, and it's done well for me over the years, but still.
Yeah, and I give hand jobs because I don't like it, but I'm good at it. No, it's a thing. I heard Mike Rowe say this at one point, talking about he was very passionate about it's carpentry or like something like that. He really wanted to do it, and he was terrible at it. And it's one of the things he says is, people always say follow your passion. He's like, no. Follow the market's needs.
Yeah.
And take your passion with you is
Yeah.
the thing. You know?
It depends. But like I said, I told him what you're good at, because like there's some people, they have a great work ethic and they might can learn carpentry or be an electrician or whatever, but that doesn't mean they're going to be good at it. You know what I mean?
The problem with, I was going to say, the problem though with telling someone to follow what you're good at is you could be really good at collecting pogs,
right?
But it's not going to get you too far in the job world. There, as far as I know, there's no, ultimate pog league that you can get paid to be.
I'm sure there is.
Maybe put it on a different thing than the same table you're shaking with the beer. What?
I'll shake the table.
What are you
God
talking
damn it!
about?
He's talking about shaking.
Oh, the
fucking
camera's
camera.
moved and touched the screen. Yeah, it's
Doesn't
not
matter.
connected. That's interesting.
CSD can suck a dick too. I'm just kidding.
Really. I bet
please,
he can.
Please don't leave us. Stay here. But yeah, it's
I don't know why.
Here's the thing: is I understand in today's society and how we operate and how we work. Right, there is a lot of advice that is absolutely outdated, and I heard that. But I think we have a tendency to do what Joey does and take you specifically what you say at face value and not consider what you mean behind it. And we tend to throw value out with things that are valuable. Think based on
do words mean nothing anymore?
No. Well, no, that's the problem, is words are all that means something anymore. Intent means nothing. And that's the issue, which we've talked about that a lot.
There's so much more replaceable by actions.
Yeah. Like, because a lot of times when like a boomer says, suck it the fuck up and move on. Yeah. People are like, well, no, because you need to. Yeah, there's a time that you need to deal with your shit. Like legitimately deal with emotional trauma and all this stuff that happens. But most of that means like in the moment when shit's falling down around you, you suck it the fuck up and deal with your business. And then you can deal with that other shit later. Like but we throw that out. Like, no, they specifically said, just suck it up, buttercup. I'm like, yeah, but we need a little more suck it up, buttercup in certain instances.
Right.
Like I'm a dad. I have, and as are you. And I have responsibilities and shit. And if I called into work every time I just felt like I didn't want to go into work, I wouldn't have any money. Like there are days, especially with fucking having bipolar disorder, like I don't function that well, but I fucking do it. And that's not saying everybody does. And it's anecdotal entirely. Like everybody experiences life differently.
Sure.
But you work out ways to cope with your daily life, because people, in my opinion, and again, I don't know how you feel, dude, but like we have this mindset, dude. But we have this mindset of the world and our jobs even and the things around us should cater to us and our needs, instead of us like being flexible to be functional. And like there's people that, I don't know, man. Like we read that article. It's been a couple years ago now, but this lady with schizophrenia sued a haunted house because she went in there and she was triggered because of their depiction of somebody in a straitjacket in a fucking mental institution.
Right.
Which is, and I'm like, what? Don't go.
Right.
Don't fucking go.
Right.
And like, I get it. That's triggering.
No one made you go there.
But it's like, how are you offended by that shit? I don't understand it. And I'm old. Like, I get it. I'm not a boomer. God damn it. But fuck.
Sure.
What do you think there, man? What do you think? Electricity? Transity?
Jesus Christ. Man.
I can't talk.
You're not even done with that Colt yet.
I'm not drunk. I just can't fucking talk. I told you, I had a hard time before the show pronouncing his name, even though I know, like I can, whatever. It doesn't matter. I can't talk.
Okay.
Yeah. Just get the TTS to do it for you.
Mm-hmm.
Text to speech. I think if you're not prepared for something, don't get yourself into it. It's
right.
I think that's pretty common sense, but there's no common sense these days. But yeah, this whole idea that the world, I don't know, owes you something. Is that did I get that wrong?
No, that's basically what I was getting at.
Okay, I don't think the world owes me anything. I don't really think so, but
some people do. Like they feel like that it's the world, because I think it's been a twisting of the. There's reasonable accommodation, which is a great thing that was introduced in the workplace, right? Like if I'm getting hired on, but I need time to do this, but people take that to the point of you should accommodate me even if I can't do my job, right? And that I have a problem with, because okay, you suffer with say chronic and legitimately crippling depression. Yeah, you might need time to go to get your scripts
Just
refilled,
be happy,
or see your doc, or whatever the case may be. But if it's so bad that you can't function and can't come into work, like, how can you force or try or expect an employer to keep you employed if you're not doing your job at all?
sure,
Right? Like, okay, if you can still do your job from home, I'll give you the accommodation there. But if you can't even
I think there's a scary answer to that, and I mean, I could be wrong, but I think there's a scary answer to that. That at least it seems to be the world that we're entering, where it's not the employer's fault, right? Or
for sure.
It's not the employers. We know that, but at the same time, they are triggered, right? They are the target.
Well, the ADA Act has, while it started out good, has really done some bad stuff for industries and companies in recent years.
Mhm.
I mean, it's a great thing, but I mean, it's like there's someone in my family who suffers from severe allergies.
Mhm.
Okay. So, but they also suffer from the tendency to stay up entirely too late and then have to get up early and go to work. And then when they go outside to smoke and take their break, fall asleep in their car.
Yeah.
And they were told, listen, go in and tell them I have very bad allergies and the allergy medicine I take makes me drowsy, because now your employer cannot do anything to you. They can't fire you for
100%.
that. And it's like, I get it, but that's not what the ADA Act was there for.
Well, I'm fully aware, like we've joked before, like I'm on paper, I'm a disabled veteran. You can't fucking fire me. I could literally come in and shit in somebody's trash can or at their desk and be like, oh, I was having an episode, blah, blah, and which is fucked. Cool. Like, I should be able to get fired. Can't, like, there's almost no fucking way.
The employer shouldn't have to be worried about, like, yeah, so-and-so got his feelings hurt. I've heard so much BS.
Yep.
Like, I can't tell you how many stories I've heard. And like the most recent story I heard, like I don't even know if telling it could do justice, but basically the long story short of it is somebody took advantage of somebody else. And through I think it was through racism, right? They're like, oh, you're racist. That was the immediate conclusion. That must be it. I think the end verdict was that they were kind of vindicated of those faults. But yeah, it's like, you never know. You just don't know in this day and age, and anybody can blame anybody for anything.
Yeah.
And we just have this untrustworthy mindset of everybody. Yep. So it's a scary world, honestly. By the way, somebody has a question in the chat.
Yeah, there's a question in the chat that I'm going to back up to. Let's see.
Yeah, we'll close it out with this.
Yeah.
Right
so
here.
Final question for you is question for the artist. What is your next project?
So that's a good question. That might have to follow up with a follow-up question, because I guess the question I'd have for you is, what do you mean by next project? Like, what am I going to be working on? Like,
yeah, what's the next thing you're going to be working
tomorrow,
on?
or like, what am I going to work on? Like, after
what's the next big thing you're going to be working on?
I think, yeah, for public consumption.
Okay. Let me put it this way. If I can successfully, and I'll define what successfully means in a second here, but if I can successfully publish a movie and, I guess publish some games, and I know we didn't mention it, but I'm planning on publishing a book as well.
Okay.
If I can do all those things, then the next project would be to create a museum.
A museum. Okay.
I've got plans. I always have plans. It's fucking insane.
A museum of what?
Is that like a digital museum or like a physical brick and mortar?
So you would see shit like this, but you would see it in real life. You see shit like the stuff that you played during the break.
Okay. I gotcha.
When you say see it in real life, do you mean a museum full of screens that would be showing this stuff? What are you saying?
Not necessarily screens. It can be projectors. In fact, projectors are more.
Well, I wasn't sure if that's what you're talking about. If you're talking like something along the lines of the metaverse.
Definitely, I don't know if you've seen it, but how they do animation on houses and stuff like that. It's really cool stuff. But you generally have to be in kind of a dark room, and so if you really want to do it right, there has to be a building dedicated to doing it. I mean, obviously you could do it on a movie, you could do it on a movie projector screen, but I feel like movies are more targeted towards Hollywood type things at the moment. That's
right.
Not really the right playing field. It would have to be its own experience, its own thing to be fully appreciated. So that would be my next project.
Okay. Very cool. Well, you send us all our links, especially since you resent it. So we'll be sure to link all your shit in the episode description. And how this usually works is this video will actually come down tonight. The audio episode will release on Monday in all the main platforms, and then the video will re-release on Wednesday.
Yep. So. Anything you want to plug before we let you go?
Oh yeah, I was going to define success.
Oh yeah.
Success for me. I plan on kickstarting things, and basically if it's funded, if it gets actually published, and if it gets any sort of reception at all. That's success for me.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So those are going to be the three variables for me to move on to the next project. If those three things are not satisfied, then I probably won't be doing that next, just by the fact that very likely that will fund my next project. So the next project I would work on instead is, I don't know, figuring out something better to do with my life.
Dude,
you can find that next wife.
That is every day for me. Jesus.
All right. Well, thanks for coming on. We'll
and I know we derailed 90% of what we you wanted to talk about, but that's part of the game.
I enjoyed it, guys. Like you guys are awesome, and I will make sure to tell everybody I know about you.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thanks, man, and thanks for coming on. Like I said, if there's anything else you want us to pop in the episode description stuff, we'll send it out there. And otherwise, man, I appreciate your time tonight, man. We had a good fucking time.
All right.
And if you want to hang on the line for like 2 seconds after we end the show, yep. So give us a second, and we'll be right back.
All right.
Thanks for joining us, fellas and ladies.
So as of right now, we don't have a guest scheduled for next week.
Right.
But I am reaching out to Bert Kreischer.
Yep.
He's going to be in Knoxville next weekend. I'm actually going to see him Sunday night, but he's got a free day between two shows. He's going to be in Knoxville, and I'm going to be reaching out.
It's not going to happen.
It may not.
It's just going to be us.
But
Trevor will be happy.
I am begging anyone that listens to this and watches this to tag us and tweet at him that he needs to come on this show.
Okay.
That's what I'm begging people to do.
Okay, I'll do it.
Yeah, I fully don't expect to get anywhere, but I am definitely reaching out to him because
I care about no one but Ryan Reynolds. As long as I want Ryan Reynolds on the show.
I understand that, but baby steps.
Yeah.
So anyway,
all right.
So until next week.
All right.
Goodbye. Give us a thumbs up on Facebook at B3F Podcast. Follow us on Twitter and Twitch at B3F Podcast. And on Instagram at B3F_podcast. YouTube has all of our videos. Support us on Patreon or buy me a coffee at B3F Podcast. Send all your questions or comments to admin at B3Fpodcast.com. Find us online at B3Fpodcast.com. Rate us and review us wherever you listen. And as always, thanks for listening.